Welcome back to another episode of United Fleet. In this episode, well, actually, before I tell you what I'm going to do in this episode, let me tell you what I did in between the last episode and this one. It wasn't a lot. It's actually pretty straightforward. Remember this steel hub? So steel, in order for steel to be produced, it requires iron ore, which we've been supplying from these iron ore mines. 1, 2, 3, and 4, which, by the way, you can see that I've been adding a little bit of aesthetic flair to them. So they're not, crazily detailed or anything, but at least they look more integrated to their, mines right next to them. The other thing that we needed is coal. And as you can see, it says supplied. Why does it say supply? It's because, well, I just created a brand new branch line going this way, all the way into this coal plant. So we have 2 trains loading coal here and basically sending it back to the steel hub. And in turn, steel hub supposedly is producing more tons of steel that are then sent to the goods hub that we have here, which I also tweaked a little bit in terms of the aesthetics, just very minor things. You probably won't even notice. In fact, I don't even remember what it used to look like, so, whatever. But this is just not enough, man. We're not delivering enough goods into capital city. Let me show you. Right now, if you look at this window right here, it says that we delivered 150 out of 311. Now, after a couple more trains, we will get this number to 300 out of 311. But by the time the next train arrives, this length of time will be reset back to 0, and then we're just starting all over again. You see that we can actually get to 300, but it's not enough. We need to get over 311 for this to actually work. So my plan for this episode is for that to actually happen. I want capital city to grow in this episode. I don't want to wait anymore, and I'm going to tell you how I'm going to achieve that, or at least how I'm hoping to achieve that after this. Before I begin, let me show you what our current network looks like, because I haven't shown you like an overview in a little while. I figured that it might be easier to sort of gather your bearings around this region by taking a look at what everything looks like. By the way, I've hidden trees. If I show the trees, it gets a little bit more intense. But in any case, how I'm planning on getting more goods into capital city. Let me walk you through my plan here. So a couple episodes ago, actually during a live stream, we were working on this bulk terminal that right now is only creating farm supplies for the orchard. So basically we're delivering all of the materials via boat and via train. And then we have these tiny trains that carry the farm supplies to both orchards. So we have one here and another one there. But if you look at this branch line over here, it basically goes straight into the goods hub. And if we look at the production from the bulk terminal, you can see that it has an excess of 500,000 liters of chemicals that just so happens that the goods hub, the city metal workshop, actually requires. So yeah, that's basically what I'm planning on doing. We almost have the entire infrastructure here. All we need to do is add a few more trains, make the connections into the imports side of the goods hub, and everything should work, or at least that's the plan. And by the way, something else that I did off camera that I didn't talk about is I started replacing some of the ships and vehicles and things. There's still some ships that are losing money and are super slow. Everything is already set to being automatically replaced. So for a while, you're going to see notifications pop up saying like, oh, this train is losing money, or this bus is super old, like updated. Everything technically has been scheduled for updates. It's just taking a while for that to materialize. So things on this side are good. I think we need to start working right here on this connection. And by the way, I'm going to keep the trees hidden because otherwise it gets a little intense. It's nice for like the cinematics at the end and whatnot, but yeah, not so hot for the bitrate, especially when it comes to YouTube re-encoding my videos. But oh, by the way, something else that happened off camera is we now have maglevs. Let me quickly show you what those look like. Basically, this is the only maglev that we have, the Birmingham maglev, which I think runs on the airport. I didn't know that. I don't know if that's actually a thing. But yeah, things are getting interesting because we're already at 1985. In any case, let's focus on this. We're going to continue our electrified rail, even though most of our trains are still pretty much diesel at this point. how do we want to connect this? I think, so this is the way out. I think this is how we want this to be connected, actually. So let's maybe tunnel down here. What? Oh, this is the actual orchard. All right. Can I go like this? Yes, I can. All right. And I'm guessing I can just do that. So here's a tunnel. In fact, let's make it shorter, because the problem with tunnels is that you can't get signals inside of the tunnels, at least not without mods, as far as I can tell. So this will be the straightest path into our existing network, and then trains can also like branch out to here to go to the depot and whatnot, so that's pretty useful. And the question is, how the hell do we connect them to the rest over here? So is this at the same level? No, we can actually stay at this level right now, so let's do that. Just so that it looks nicer, honestly. And we could actually, let's do this. Let's go diagonally, like so. Try to keep it as compact as possible. And this will be the exit lane. So let's see, kind of want to do something like this. Now the problem is that this branch, oh, this is the in. Okay, never mind. So I guess in this case, we'll have to go out around here, perhaps. So what if we do this? Let's extend this like that. Actually, let's just do that. And then this. Get a tunnel there. Get the connection here. Let's put back the signal where it was. I think it was around here. And then we just do this. Let's get rid of that extra segment. All right, so now the exit from the imports is connected. What about the entrance to this? So I think we're going to repeat the same strategy. We're going to go under these tracks, in a very compact sort of fashion. So this outer branch always is the one that trains will always use to go into here. Might do like another connection here. I don't know. This might have to be reworked once we get enough trains running in this area, but I don't think we need to worry about that just yet. What I do want is perhaps do something like this. Let me see if I can just do that. There we go. We can get that in there. And for the most part, I want to keep these tracks sort of close together so that visually, it reminds me on, actually, you know what? We should probably move this one tile over. It's just easier to keep track of which thing is which if we sort of keep them together as opposed to having vast amounts of gaps in between the tracks. I don't know if that makes any sense, but hopefully it will at some point. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And now we go this way. And at this point, we can actually go do the connection as I meant it before. And I kind of want to take advantage of this depot being here, so I think we're going to... Oh man, we're actually pretty close here. Let's see, can I get... What if I do this? That works. And what if I... Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. I could just do that. We can do it like this. So we have two tiles here of separation. We have another one-way signal. We don't need this one, I don't think. But we do perhaps need this one. Actually, this one should just be a regular. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it will work just fine. The reason why I have these like regular block signals and the path signals at the same time is just mostly so that there's different styles of signals. But honestly, I could just use only the path signals instead of the block signals and it will work fine, but you know, it's just nice having variety of things. Let's do the same over here. We can do that and do that. We got signals pretty much all the way into the tunnel and then some. We need that one there. Fantastic. We should probably maybe space this one out right there. This tunnel, again, a little long, but it should work fine. What does this looks like with trees? It looks pretty nice, actually. Okay, so this network, I think it's pretty much done. We should probably add an extra block signal here so that trains, as they're exiting, there's a faster way out. Actually, we should probably have 2 tracks here like that. That way, if there's a train trying to exit here and another one going here, they just don't stop. There's 2 ways around it. That's pretty much how I envision this to work. And in terms of depots, I guess the next depot exiting the station will be this one for the trains carrying chemicals. So that should be enough. We'll figure things out as we develop this. So let's get some trains running. I mean, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but let's just whatever. Let's just do it live. So, new vehicles. I kind of want to keep the same sort of length from these little trains. Actually, why don't I clone one of these trains? Vehicles not available. That's probably why I can't clone them. Okay, so let's take a look at the stats from this train and see what they are and how much cargo they can carry. So this one is the whatchamacallit, the EMDFT, which obviously is not available, but maybe something else is available. This one was 120 kilometers an hour, so let's go by maximum speed. And let's see where these sort of sit. I don't want to introduce slower trains if I can avoid it on this line, but also I don't want to pay huge amounts of money for them. This one is 75. Okay, what's the cost on this one? Running cost 13,000. Wow, this is like really cheap. I see how this is. These are cheaper too. Actually, maybe we should sort by cost. Running cost. And this one is, so I mean, the cheapest one is already 42,000, which is 4 times as much. So let's scroll up or down, I guess, down this list. This one, I guess, will be the cheapest one that can have the, I mean, the HP and the weight and yeah, I mean, this is significantly better. So let's go with this one. And then all cargo, we need cargo capacity and cargo types. We want chemicals. So unfortunately we can't use these little guys right here, I don't think. What were the what's the name of the thing? Double stack intermodal? Yeah, I guess if it doesn't support chemicals, then it won't work anyways. Okay, cool. So 136, 136, and 112. Wow, these are like pretty slow, but I guess they will do. So let's just buy, see the length on this one is probably 4. So actually probably 2, right? Yeah, 2 tiles. So I think this works. 2 tiles over here. Let's refit this to chemicals and whatever, let's just try it out. So here's another question. Should we separate them? Like basically have 2 lanes for farming supplies. I feel like we have a lot of trains here that are not doing anything. Yeah, this needs a little bit of work. So let's use waypoints here. If you've never used waypoints, basically waypoints is the way buoys work. You just have like a fake station that trains need to go through. They don't stop there, but it sort of determines the path that they will take once they go on the other side. So let's get rid of all of this and get some waypoints in place. So basically I want to split the station in half. One half, let's actually send all these trains so that we can tinker with them more efficiently. It's probably easier to do this when you first do it, but retrofitting is also fun sometimes. So perhaps these 2 will work like this. And then let's just leave a 1 tile gap. And then these two will work like this. So something like that. Actually, I want to make these like more obviously together. There we go. So now there's a very distinctive gap between the two sets of tracks. So waypoints is this thing right here. I can put a waypoint, for example, here, and another one here. Will these be different waypoints? No, they're the same waypoint. Okay, that's not what I want. I want separate waypoints. Which means that I think if I hold control, maybe I can put them like side by side and then like being different. Yeah, build a separate waypoint. So 1 waypoint, 2 waypoints. Perfect. Let's call these, so this one, for example, will be Tijuana exports chemicals. Maybe just do chemicals. Yeah, because it's exports. You can figure that out. And this one will be Tijuana farming supplies. Great. So let's grab these trains. Coming back from the orchard, you want to go to the farming supplies. No, this is chemicals. Farming supplies, there we go. And you want to go here nonstop. So from here you go nonstop to there and then you load. And I think this applied to every other train except we have 2 types of trains. So you want to go here nonstop. So what this means is that these trains will always use this lane as opposed to these two. These two will always be free for chemicals. We need some signals though here. So let's, oh, I kind of didn't leave enough room for this. Okay, no worries. Let's do chemicals, remove that. Get a path signal there. And let's get some block signals up in here. That's good enough. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4 trains waiting plus 2 loading, which is more than enough. In fact, I feel like we have a lot of trains here that are not necessarily like, I feel like there's a bit too many trains, but it's, we can worry about that in a minute. This is mostly what I'm interested in, and I think I want to add another path signal there just for fun. Not that I don't think it matters all that much anyways, but that's good. So we have all this in place. Let's get some trains going. Like I said, actually we already have a train, should be waiting here in the depot. So what you want to do is you're going to go non-stop to chemicals. I think there's a shortcut to like make it non-stop straight up, but I don't remember it just now. Let's move the order. Can't move the order. Why not? I don't know what that's about. And then you're gonna go here and you're gonna go unload. And that should be that. So let's get maybe 4 of these trains. Actually, you should have created a group. I forgot about that. So this will be freight Tijuana chemicals. So we have Tijuana chemicals. We have 4 trains that are ungrouped. Let's make this big. Tijuana chemicals. There and there. All right, so everything is good to go. Shared orders. Let's just see what happens. Let's go follow this bad boy. Actually, let's go here. Do it like that. Speed things up just to see what this actually ends up working like. Okay, so obviously these 2 trains are now waiting here because this train was just sitting here for longer than it needed to be. But now chemicals are being loaded, and yeah, this is interesting. Slow things down. We're now transporting 40% of the chemicals. That's great. Let's make sure that the simulation runs a little faster just to see the effects of our newly created station. If there's 1 extra train that will start blocking this whole path, then I'm gonna start removing them because that's not a thing that I want. Like right now, this station is full. If we see another train coming and not enough room for them to wait, then I'll definitely have to remove them. But so far, it seems like it's doing okay. All right, so this train actually just went all the way. It made 20,000, which is great. I feel like we're right at the limit here. I mean, we have one more train that could just be sitting here for the farming supplies. Let's see, here it comes. But already there's a spot that's free, so that's great. I mean, this is working fantastically well. In fact, we can add even more chemical trains now. We definitely want one train waiting at all times. So here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna slow things down. Grab you there. Maybe 2 more trains should be enough. Speed things up, see what happens. Off they go. Oh, we might need a few more. Let's see. This one loads pretty fast. How many chemicals? Oh, we have a lot of chemicals here. That's not even funny. Okay. Also don't want to go overboard cloning these trains because it's just a matter of like the few moments where I only had a few trains loading that created all that surplus, but maybe 3 more? I don't know. That might be a bit too much, but we'll see. Man, there's so many chemicals being produced. And at this point, I'm sure that if I bring this here, look at Capital City, it's growing. It means that, oh my God, we're delivering so many goods. I didn't even thought about that. So here we are, Capital City. Goods trains should like not even be loading. Look how many goods we have. We can start adding more trains on this branch. Like, oh man, this is so exciting. Come on, click, there we go. Let's get 2 more trains running here. We could use even more, I'm sure, but like, wow, this is amazing. Let's bring Capital City here for a second. 313. I mean, we have almost 100% in storage, which is insane. This is amazing, I love it. Oh boy, all right, this actually happened. I'm excited. Capital City is growing, finally. And look at all the money that we're making. Train 2 is getting very old. Okay, I'll take care of you later. Something to consider, let me slow things down, is that I sort of left the simulation running on an older save game, and probably in a couple of years, we're gonna see a cider mill, just like this one, pop up right here in this area of Capital City. When that happens, what I think I'm gonna do is move this entire supply chain of alcohol and food that we have, because one of the requirements is that whenever Capital City reaches 3,500 population, we're gonna need to deliver fruit. So by having a cider mill here, we can deliver fruit into the cider mill, which will count towards this requirement. And then we can have trucks just deliver alcohol to this hotel right here within the city. So we no longer need this whole thing right here. All we need is just another massive station to deliver fruit into. And that's gonna be great, because we're gonna hit multiple birds with one stone. I'm really looking forward to that. And another thing that I'm thinking of doing, by the way, as I'm wrapping this episode up, is doing a live stream. So probably the next episode, the next iteration of United Fleet here will actually be a live stream. I'm not entirely sure what I would do. I have a list of tasks that I want to accomplish that are probably like longer than the 20 minutes that these episodes usually last for. For example, making sure that these stations look nice, and maybe rework part of how Reykjavik and Chicago operate, maybe even connect, what's the next city here? Tijuana. So we have Buenos Aires here, that is a city and could potentially grow, so that's something that we can connect. Do we have any other cities around here? These are just small towns, unfortunately. We have Dakar here. And primarily we have Chicago and Reykjavik, and maybe York and Tokyo that are also cities. So I don't know, kind of sort of planning on connecting all of these and sending things or passengers into Capital City. We also need to make the depots great again, because this whole thing, it's, you know, you can see it's getting a little cluttered. It's still fluid, but it's getting a little bit just, yeah, we're about to saturate this a bit too much. So those are the plans for the next episode or live stream or next couple episodes. But for now, I would like to ask you to give this video a like if you enjoyed, and if you're new to the channel and haven't already, actually let me know in the comments if you just found this series like just now and you're like binge watching all of the episodes in one go. I'll be interested to see how many new viewers this series is attracting. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.